Hey guys, I'm Mason. I'm a completely blind wrestling fan, and this is my podcast, Wrestling in the Dark. Today, I wanted to bring you my review of Okada versus Ibushi in the G1 A Block finals. Again, got that out. Thought I was going to get tongue twisted, didn't. Nailed it. Anyway, this is a few days late, but I had lots to watch over the weekend, what with all the other wrestling that was going on, and I didn't get around to doing this yet, but I think that was a good thing because it's given me a chance to digest the match and think about it and really stew on it. And actually, I really enjoyed this match. So, one of the things that I noticed when I've been thinking about it over the last couple of days is that I couldn't really tell you much about the personality of the commentators, and I think that that's actually quite a good thing because quite a lot of the time with WWE I get quite annoyed at the commentators. I'm not a fan of Corey Graves at all. Tom Phillips can get really annoying sometimes, and the bickering that Graves and Saxton have also really rubs me up the wrong way because you've got this nasty filter over the match. But I found that this was really just more focused on what was going on in the ring, and I know that Rocky Romero is friends with Okada from what I heard, but other than that, I don't feel like I heard anything about the personalities of who the commentators are, and I actually really like that because I feel like when I look back on the match and I remember all of the things, it feels like it was more about the match rather than being like, oh, this point where this commentator said this and this commentator said that. I won't be handing points out for this one just because I don't really know the commentary well enough to hand out points, but I did find this match really impressive. So I really enjoyed the fact that they drew out the differences between Okada and Ibushi in those early moments. It was really effective because they were talking about the fact that Okada was trained by legends of the business and was somewhat naturally talented. You've got Ibushi that was self-taught and wanted one match and then he wanted one after that, and then it's all gone through to where he is now. The fact that they really they really brought me into the history of New Japan, telling me that Ibushi was in the longest G1 match ever last year and that he's never won an actual G1 tournament. That instantly gets you behind Ibushi, like, okay, you haven't won this, I'm behind you, like, I want you to achieve your dreams. Like, it really helps invest in the character. I do like that Okada never came across, they never tried to paint him as a true heel or anything like that. He was just naturally talented and good, and he's had an opposite journey in the G1 to Ibushi, where Ibushi's like struggled with his ankle injury, Okada's sailed through, and it just really set the scene and really helped to invest in the characters, and I really like that. I think that it's hard to pick out which man stood out to me more because I just really liked the story of the match, and I really liked all of the moments. Like when I was trying to put together this episode, there were so many there's so many notes, and if I can manage it, I'm going to try and post it in the description because I'd like you all to see how many notes actually got made, but I could never recite them all to you. But I just loved how it all played out in terms of Ibushi just having everything thrown at him by Okada, like DDTs on the outside and drop kicks to the back of the head and rainmakers and just all of the things that he was doing to Ibushi, all the stuff that he was throwing at him, and Ibushi just kept countering and coming back. Probably my favourite point of the match was, like I said, I love that I can't think of how the commentary reacted, but I just know the spot happened, and I really like the point where Okada hit the shotgun drop kick and just powered out of it and hit him with the lariat, and I thought that was really cool. It was a really cool spot, and the fact that the commentators' personalities didn't bleed over into it, I think just really added to the moment, and it really feels like I watched the match. Like now I'm thinking back to it and all these moments, I really feel like I watched it, and I really enjoyed the drama of Ibushi's ankle, how at first he was doing good and he did the moonsault, and the commentators pointed out that his ankle looked good, but then he did the top rope move to the outside and his ankle tweaked a bit, and after that it was he was struggling with it a little bit. Like at one point he met Okada at the ropes, went for the butterfly suplex, and I think he ended up hitting a super rana instead, and then clutched his ankle after that. And it really built the drama of like, oh, is he going to be able to get past this? And then every time it looked like it's going to be over, like Okada hitting the Rainmaker and maintaining the wrist control, and then he just counters with the straight jacket, and all those cool counters that he did for the Rainmaker in the match, like countering it with a high kick, etc. I think he countered quite a few of Okada's big moves, and that was really cool. And then the eventual finish of the match where Okada tried to go for the spinning Rainmaker, but Ibushi hit the leaping knee and then hit his finisher twice and won. And I just thought it was an absolutely brilliant match. I gave it a 5+ out of 6, and I just thought that it was really, really entertaining. It got me incredibly invested. I really want to see now what happens in the finals. I've actually managed to stay spoiler free, so I actually don't know who's won. So I'm really, really looking forward to watching it and seeing what happens with Ibushi, and I just can't wait to watch it. And this match was just a job well done, because it got me invested in both men. There was some really nice calls. I like that the at one point they put over the size of Okada with his long legs and how he can reach for the ropes more with them, and power through for leveraging pins, and just calls like that are really cool. I also liked the set out powerbomb spot where that actually happened, where Okada got the ropes, so that was really cool. So yeah, that was my review of NJPW's G1 2019 A block final, and I'm pretty much done. So if you've enjoyed this review, let me know, whether it's something as simple as just clicking the like button, whether you have your say in the comment section or on Twitter at Mason_WITD, or whether you invest, you become one of my mates, you click the subscribe button and the notify bell, and then you never miss another episode. Right guys, I'm off, and you should have a good one.